The United States is going to struggle to get out of this group. I don't say that lightly. I don't say it to be contrarian. I say it because I spent 3 weeks going through the film, the qualifying data, and the tactical breakdowns of all 3 opponents. And by the end of it, I was genuinely unsettled. Not one of these teams just beats America. Each of them beats America in a specific way. And by the time I show you what I found, you'll understand exactly why June 12th might be the most important and dangerous day in the history of this program. This isn't a comfortable group. It might be the most precisely designed tactical trap that Mauricio Pochettino could have drawn. Not because these teams are individually elite, because each of them, different continents, different coaches, different styles, attacks the exact same structural flaw in the American system. Same wound, 3 knives. Start with what Pochettino actually built. In September 2025, he switched to a back 3. 3 center backs, wing backs flying high and wide, and the United States went on a 5-match unbeaten run to close the year. Tim Ream called it a stroke of genius. Fair enough, the system is elegant. Balogun and Pulisic have space, Robinson and Dest push up to the halfway line. It looks fluid and dangerous. But here's what I kept coming back to. That same aggressive movement from the flanks, it's exactly what Turkey is designed to punish. Vincenzo Montella's Turkey is back at the World Cup for the first time since 2002, 24 years. They finished second behind Spain in qualifying, then beat Romania and Kosovo in the playoffs. This is arguably the strongest Turkish squad the modern era has produced. Arda Güler is 21 years old and put up 14 assists and 6 La Liga and Champions League goals this season. Kenan Yildiz at Juventus, Barış Alper Yilmaz on the wing. Montella plays 4-2-3-1 in possession, but the moment Turkey wins the ball, and this is what nobody is actually discussing, they become one of the most dangerous transition teams in this entire tournament. Their defense plays behind a high line. Güler and Yildiz operate in the pocket between the lines. One ball over the top, the American wingbacks caught up field, and Barış Alper is running at a back 3 that's numerically short. Not a hypothetical. The United States lost to Turkey 2-1 in a friendly in June 2025. I went back and watched it. The goals were repeatable patterns, not flukes. Now, Paraguay. Honestly, this is the matchup I underestimated most, and I'm not entirely sure why. Paraguay is back at the World Cup for the first time since 2010. They earned it through CONMEBOL. 18 matches against Brazil, Argentina, Uruguay, Colombia. Their qualifying record was the most low-scoring in all of South American qualifying. 14 goals in 18 games. Coach Gustavo Alfaro built a side that doesn't try to out-talent you, he outstructures you. Paraguay will sit deep, physical. Gustavo Gomez and Omar Alderete form a tough, experienced center-back pairing. They will hand the United States the ball and wait. The problem is this. The USMNT's ball circulation against deep defenses, wide to wide, wing back to center back, the U-shape repeating without penetration, still lacks the vertical cutting pass that breaks a locked block. Pochettino's team creates well against pressing sides. Against a team that invites, that answer is still unproven. Paraguay doesn't need to dominate the match. Miguel Almiron presses relentlessly and hunts in transition. Julio Enciso can manufacture something from nothing on a single half chance. June 12th at SoFi Stadium, this opening game could define the entire American campaign before it properly begins. Then there's Australia. Tony Popovich's Socceroos do one thing better than almost anyone in this group. They make football uncomfortable and ugly. They defend in a low block, absorb pressure, and counter through Nestori Irankunda. Once signed by Bayern Munich, now at Watford, genuinely dangerous in space. But the real weapon is Harry Souttar. The Leicester City center back is Australia's most dangerous attacking threat at set pieces. Aerial dominance, physical presence, a genuine scorer from corners. Former Socceroo Robbie Slater said it plainly. He is not only a defender, he is one of our top goal scorers. The American defensive record on aerial duels and set pieces is not a documented strength. Australia ended 2025 with 3 straight defeats, including one to the USMNT. That was October, a friendly. They know exactly what Pochettino's back 3 looks like. They've had months to map the specific counter. So what does Pochettino actually do? Against Turkey, one wingback stays disciplined, probably Dest or Scally, and holds a deeper position in transition, giving the back three cover. Adams or McKennie sits directly on Çalhanoğlu, because Çalhanoğlu is the quarterback. Cut the supply line before the ball reaches Güler. Against Paraguay, the answer is a central playmaker in the half space, Gio Reyna, if Pochettino trusts him here, receiving the ball and facing forward between the lines. Not more wingback overlap. The vertical pass into the pocket. That's the only way you open a Gustavo Alfaro block. Against Australia, one rule, non-negotiable. Ball on the ground. No crosses for Souttar to attack. Balogun on diagonal runs behind the line. Don't give Australia a set piece to build a game around. There is a version of this where America wins the group. I genuinely believe that. The talent is real. But it requires Pochettino to be more tactically specific than he's ever had to be in this job. Each match demands not an adjustment, a complete rewrite. Pochettino said it himself on Fox Sports the night of the draw. When we start playing on June 12th, it's going to be like it's the last game, the last opportunity. He wasn't being dramatic, he was being accurate. Group D is not a gift, it's a stress test, and June 12th tells us whether this team is actually ready. Drop your honest take below. Does America survive this group, or is this where the dream ends? I'll be reading all of it.